All right, folks, our next thing we're going to be learning is power ups. So, something that you can like go and touch in the world, and then you get some new ability that you didn't have before. There's also more basic power ups that you already know how to do. You probably, from previous projects, remember getting like a heart that will like boost your lives, and that's fine. You already know how to do that for the most part. Maybe positioning them might be the only thing you're not too clear about. But it'd be really nice to have something where you could go and get it. These coins are great, but like here, what is this icon? It looks like a gun, and if I pick up the gun, all of a sudden I can shoot bullets. Before I had the gun, I tried to shoot the bullet. I can't shoot it because I haven't picked up the gun yet. So once I touch the gun, all of a sudden I've unlocked that ability. It'd be nice to have some limit of firing as well, but that's for a future video. So how do we unlock the gun? I'll show you how it works. So I have a function called place power-ups, and I'm going to use that to place all my power-ups in the game. So this is just one power-up right now. So if I scroll over here, we'll take a look at that code. So first of all, I make a sprite that looks like this, and I make it of a particular kind so I can detect collisions with it later on. I am placing the gun, this sprite, at a particular row and column. I kind of like this technique. If you're just placing one thing, I don't plan on having more than one gun, so I didn't want to really like just edit the tile map just to place in that one thing. So I just typed in the row and column numbers in the tile map. So this like it's pretty convenient. Remember that the tiles and they start counting from row 0 and column 0. So your first row is actually row 0. So just keep that in mind when you're placing things. But you can just kind of type in numbers and trial and error it until you get it right. And I have like a little animation that happens to make it look a little fancy and pretty. But that's just one thing, right? Like I have the sprite there, but that's not really the exciting part. The exciting part is going to be what happens when I touch the power up. And even that's not 100% obvious what happens there. So let's scroll down to that collision. Yeah, this is it right here. So check it out. This is when I am touching a power up. So a player overlaps a power up. So I play a little noise, and then I destroy the little gun power up sprite. And then I have this variable that I set to 1. Previously, it was set to 0. And that seems weird that that does anything. This isn't special. This is just a number. But that's going to control my if statement. So here's what it looks like when I actually shoot. So when I shoot, I have these if statements. And these if statements are all about deciding what to do when I touch. Based on the value of this gun variable. So when gun equals 0, which is what the game it starts with, then when I press A, if it's 0, I just say no gun. And no bullets are fired or anything because I don't have a gun. So how can I shoot bullets? But then, of course, if gun equals 1, and we just saw when we touched that sprite, we set it to 1. Now I make projectiles. I probably should put some sound effect in here or something to make it sound awesome. I'm also setting these projectiles to auto-destroy so my game doesn't lag out as I press the button over and over again. But this is now able to shoot. And you know what? I could use this gun variable to have like multiple kinds of guns. Maybe I'll have a shotgun later on that will set gun to 2. And I'll have an if statement for what do I do if gun equals 2. So that's going to be a nice addition to this code. So there is how I can unlock the gun. If I jump over here and I shoot, now I'm able to blast away. You'll notice that it only shoots one direction though, so that's a little bit annoying. But you can make it changed by putting in some more triggers to sort of decide what direction you're facing. And then that will be able to control the VX of our projectile. So let's take a look at how we might do that. All right, so I've added in some of these triggers. So when I press left or press right, I now have triggers to run some code. And what I'll do is I will change the value of a variable. Variables are so powerful. Let's make a variable. Let's call it bullet VX. So when I go to the left, I want the bullets to shoot to the left. And when I go to the right, I want the bullets to shoot to the right. So I can sort of use a variable to remember like what is the direction of the bullet. So what I can do is when I go left, I can set bullet Vx to, I guess, a negative number. And when I go right, I can set bullet Vx to a positive number. And then what I can do is I can plug in bullet Vx into this script here. So when I make our bullet, if I look at the value of bullet Vx, then it will tell me what direction to shoot the bullet. So that's a nice kind of way to kind of combine the movement into the direction of the shooting. So if I try it out now, let's find out. Oh, no gun, can't shoot. So I'll jump over here, I'll get the bullets, I can shoot that way. If I go this way, I can shoot that way now. Oh, interesting that I'm shooting my bullet backwards. So that's interesting. So you will have to think about how is it that you can make it so that the bullet image is facing the other direction. Could it be an if statement? Perhaps an if statement might be able to help you out with that. So I'll let you think about how to make that happen. Okay, thanks everybody. I hope you're having a good time with this project, and we'll see what we do next very soon.